Hello everyone and welcome back to the Anime Villainous Tournament arc of 2025. We have made it to the Final Four. The end of the tournament is ahead of us. Before we have the final game though, we are going to be doing a third place match between Dgessner and DrQuantum to see who gets that coveted bronze medal and gets into third place. So let's get right into it. This is a best of 3, by the way. Some of you might be thinking it could be a best of 5. The final match will be a best of 5 for first place, but the third place match is still a best of 3. So let's get into it and see if either DrQuantum or Dgessner will be claiming that third place position for Tournament Arc 2025. Okay, here we go with the third place match of this year's tournament arc. DrQuantum wins the dice roll, so he will be our starting player, which means that he gets to ban first. This is, again, the third place match, so I probably mentioned it in the little opening bit that I'm going to record later, but whoever wins this gets third place. Their name will go into the official Anime Villainous mod on this little plaque we do over here with the winners of Tournament Arc and Filler Arc of previous years. So that's basically what this third place match is for, is who gets their name on the little plaque in the mod. And, you know, I just think it's nice in, like, top 16 or, like, 16 competitor tournaments to have a third place position. We didn't do that for the first tournament arc, but then we did it for the second one because I thought it would be a fun thing to do. And I think it is. I think it is nice to have that third place match, really know exactly who's first, second, third, and fourth, and then everything beneath that is just like top 8, top 16. It doesn't really matter the order there anymore. We are going to see Quantum ban Loxus. Dgessner, he played Lox. Did he play Loxus once or twice in the tournament? I can't recall. We're going to see a Griffith ban from Dgessner. And now, who are they going to pick into their blind picks? I imagine we're probably going to see Oculus from Dgessner because he has the opportunity to play Oculus. No, it's going to be Ainz. Ainz and Isabella. Joy, oh joy. This is, I don't think this is going to be good for Ainz, especially because I believe, yeah, Dgessner is going second. So Isabella can put out a lot of fate pressure in the early game when she's just discarding a lot to find, like, Demon List, Grandmother Sarah, Crone. She usually likes to get out. Playing premium farms to gain power. Isabella does a lot of just discarding in the early game. Discarding and then finding the cards that she needs to really get her game going. So that is when Ainz is absolutely at his weakest, is the early game when he doesn't have a lot of cards out. He can't really get any renown going. And his locations just kind of get locked down and he struggles a bit to uncover them. So Isabella can really bog him down in the early game, get her setup done, and then after her setup is done, rush to the finish line potentially before Ainz can. But if Dgessner can get a hold of his items early and really get some good timing on, like, plans and maybe even on what fate cards get pulled on him, when he gets his grasp hearts or not in this early game especially, he can potentially rush to that finish line faster than Isabella does at the end. So definitely a matchup that I think is a little in Isabella's favor, but Ainz does get pretty inevitable at the end, and Isabella will have to get through. Platinum Dragon Lord on the top fate turn 1 is really rough, but Isabella will have to get across that finish line just a bit faster than Ainz does, because Ainz also gets a lot more access to his top fate in the late game when he has a little bit of renown for super tier and shawl tier and whatnot. We're going to see a 2-turn schedule from Quantum and then getting that fate onto Platinum Dragon Lord. And again, like I said, discarding a lot. Turn 1 Cash Shop is pretty good for Dgessner. It means he's going to be able to get Staff or Teleport on his next turn. Probably Staff. Turn 1 Emma is great. It means that Demon List probably won't be picking her up, at least anytime soon. And getting any hero on Isabella out the gate is always a boon. What are we going to see from Quantum here? He's going to go over to Grassy Field. Probably planning on getting another fate in here and then going to the gate next turn to get some more setup. I imagine his hand isn't great, so he just wants to discard a bunch. Yeah, it was 2 cards discarded there. Oh, my chat is on. I always forget. Always forget. I just don't like the chat popping up randomly at the bottom left. In the videos, at least. Unexpected defeat in Adventuring Parties. Adventuring Parties is actually really annoying early. Dgessner is going to want to get rid of them ASAP. Because Ainz hates the lack of card draw. And that will be Quantum's turn. We're back over to Dgessner, heading to Nazarick using Cash Shop. Is it Teleport or Staff? I would pick Staff personally, but we are going to see Teleport. He might have Staff in hand. Or we're seeing him play Momon because he wants to Momon kill Adventuring Parties next turn. Makes sense. There's Grandmother Sarah, so all of Quantum's future scheduled plays from the gate are going to be cheaper. Or the majority, at least, and we're seeing him go to the gate right now. Getting Bell out. Very strong card for recovering stuff. Recovering from the discard. Debating what else he wants to play this turn. We're going to see him schedule a card and put that down for 5 turns away. All right. Very interesting. Decided to put it at 3 instead. I wonder if this is a card he actually expects to get use out of, or if it's just a pseudo discard, just getting cards out of his hand. And we're back over to Dgessner, who's going to head over to Baharuth. Norman, which is going to kill that card that was just put down, which was They Know, so maybe he would have gotten use out of it. It was probably some kind of a discard overall, and we do see that Dgessner did have Staff in hand, so that's why he pulled Greater Teleport earlier, and then the Momon Clash to get Adventuring Parties out of there, get back to his 4-card hand. So getting Teleport and Staff this early is very good for Dgessner. It's kind of the strong start he needs to be able to deal with how easily Isabella can fate in the early game. Quantum is going to be looking for True Colors or other thing I'm thinking of. True Colors or Harvest to clean up some of these heroes. A Whiffed Slain Theocracy not having a target for mind control is unfortunate, but putting them at Baharuth and Riestize are 2 locations that Ainz basically always wants uncovered, so if you put heroes there, they will eventually die. We're going to see the daily report with Grandmother Sarah to get a net gain of 2 power. Then we're going to see Dgessner go over and get another Cash Shop out, and then throw out a Death Knight for free because of Staff, and then just gain some power at Nazarick. At Nazarick with Greater Teleport. Back over to the gate. This is a very power-rich Isabella. Double playing tag. So just going to get Norman. No, it shouldn't be Norman. That's playing tag. That should be Emma. Oh, that was free time and playing tag. Sorry, I misread it. Those cards look so similar to me, and they're both the daytime ones. Just getting some minuses on them, setting up for Crone or potentially even some kind of a clash in the future. We're going to see a Grass Part to kill Slain Theocracy, move the Death Knight over into Platinum Dragonlord because Dgessner wants to be able to kill him later. Pulling all 3 5-strengthers on every fate, that is insanely good luck for Dgessner. That is crazy to hit all 3 of those back to back. That's absurd. That is absurd. Not only a hero on every fate, but all of the 5-strengthers. Very unlucky start for Quantum. We're going to see a Harvest. I'd probably get rid of Emma here, but getting rid of Ray is also fair. Going to get rid of Emma, open back up the Small Forest, wants that discard, wants that top fate to get more pressure going on Dgessner while he's still in his early game here. We're going to see Red Drop. Honestly, Red Drop onto Death Knight wouldn't be that bad. Just to really lock down that top fate, take away all of Dgessner's fate potential. Covering Baharuth to stop the gain 1 and the move action is also very good. He does have Greater Teleport out, so Dgessner, if his top fate is double covered, he could potentially use the move at Baharuth to get back fate pressure by doing the teleport into the discard and like move action and whatnot. Quantum putting a lot of thought into this fate. He is in the end going to put Red Drop at Baharuth. I think either play is fine. Red Drop is probably better because I think we still have a Grasp Heart in Ainz's deck. Gonna see Ainz get out Aura, discard Shawl Tier and Super Tier, throw out a Lucky Guess. What are we guessing? What are we guessing here? Demon List. shorthand for Demon List. We're not very picky about the card. As long as it's clear and understood between the players and the judge what this is a name for, then we don't like, I don't know, what'd you call it, rules lawyer? Like, there's not a card called List. It's called Demon List, actually. We don't do that here. We're not nerds. At least not to that extent. We are nerds, just not that much. Gonna see Quantum do another scheduling for 2 turns away. Doing quite a bit of scheduling is Isabella, which is funny to say because, you know, scheduling is like her gimmick. And a whiff on distractions. This has been a very lucky game for Dgessner thus far. But normally, instead of scheduling this much, Isabella just kind of like hard discards to get the cards that matter. Premium farm to get early power gain while jumping between the fates, and get to True Colors to do some murdering. There goes another They Know. True Colors, Crone, etc. Radar, Bell. Gonna see Mare thrown down. Also, Dgessner has pulled a hero on every single fate. There are 7 heroes out of 15 cards in this deck. To get a hero on each pull is like, it's not like extraordinary, but it's definitely not the norm. Isabella normally gets at least 1 fate's worth in the early game, at least, to breathe, where the opponent pulls like a Mom is an Enemy or a Prison Break that doesn't really do anything. You're going to see Sister Crone here, set up to be able to get that easy kill on Norman, and we are going to see a Harvest to kill on Phil. Debating about killing Ray instead. I'd probably kill Phil. Yeah, you can move Crone into the Norman kill next turn, maybe potentially get the Ray kill with Crone down the line, whether you give up Crone or keep Crone. We're going to see Dgessner head over to Erantel. He wants to use the teleport, and he wants to set up his deck and his draw ordering. He has had a very strong start here, getting his items early, and getting pretty lucky on the Isabella fates to be hitting such annoying heroes back-to-back. Not only getting all the 5-strengthers, but also getting a Norman and a Ray that both had a target that, like, hit something, although discarding the They Knows with Norman didn't really do all that much, to be honest. Playing the Pleiades and then debating where to teleport. Actually going to teleport to Reastize, throwing down an... Oh, doing another inner monologue. I thought he was going to be throwing down an ally to try and get the Platinum Dragonlord kill. A little strange to be putting teleport at Reastize here with red drop blocking that gain 1. That gain 1 move at Baharuth. It's going to be hard to take advantage of. And that'll be his turn. We're going to see Small Forest Crone kill. Indeed we are. Discarding Bedtime, discarding True Colors. Yeah, losing True Colors isn't too big of a deal here. Ray is still out and annoying, but gonna be drawing Bell at some point soon. Interesting. I wonder what is this a Harvest? It must be a nighttime card. Otherwise, why would you schedule it instead of just play it? Emperor Jerkneve and Mind Control here. Probably just Jerkneve to like take away the gain 2 at Erantel or something, or could even double stack like Baharuth or Reastize. I'd probably cover Erantel because it's the Vanquish location and there's a Death Knight here, so Dgessner is in a position where he could potentially like kill Platinum Dragonlord or something. Choosing to Mind Control Mare instead is an interesting pick. I probably would have Mind Controlled Aura or played Jerkneve instead, because Mare, that's just a Fate Momon kill turn, really. To fix that, that's not a big deal for Dgessner, and Mare isn't even one of the, like, really important allies. She's very useful, don't get me wrong. Wow, he's actually gonna immediately get her... Okay, yeah, I was about to say, surely you kill Red Drop instead, and then just, like... You should have a Momon coming up, unless I missed another one being discarded, but... You can also, getting pretty close to that reshuffle, can Cash Shop the Momon, redraw the Momon, who knows. But a Momon kill into Mare while fading is not bad for Ainz at all, I would say. And then getting Red Drop that 4-strengther out of there is probably more important. It does open the possibility of red drop on the reshuffle, but what are you going to do? As Ainz, you don't want to leave... Oh, it's Family Dinner. So he's going to use Family Dinner here, which is a night card, to get Ray weak for a Crone kill, it looks like. Yeah, now you can just do the move Crone into Ray kill. Quantum taking a minute to think about what he wants to do. Going to Gracefield House, not something Isabella does a whole lot. Wants to get the radar kill on Ray because there are two Mom is an enemy coming up and a Prison Break coming up, so I think that's the smart thing to do. So many heroes have already passed, and then we see a premium farm to get some more power. So many heroes have already passed, which is gonna come... Oh, we're gonna see the Grasp Heart to get Mare back, actually. That also works. It means you recoup one of the power here, and then you get to move the teleport into you. That's also very good instead of waiting for Momon. He has pulled a hero on every single fate, I think, which is insane to me. That does not happen a lot in Isabella games, in my experience. We're going to see Demiurge pull a plan and then immediately hit Political Intrigue. And Dgessner is not going to do the Fate Shuffle with Reestize. Getting that Political Intrigue is pretty good for him. He's going to want to... Probably what he's looking to do here is he wants to try and rush through some plans with some power while he can. Although I think he might have been a little hasty because he's probably getting hit with Frost Dragons here. So it's gonna... Ooh, Frost Dragons at the bottom. Once again, quite lucky for Dgessner. Losing 3 power there would have been very annoying. Yeah, 8 fingers there is fine, I think. I was thinking what I would do here and if I would play what our Lord meant to say or not. I honestly might. I definitely wouldn't play the 8 fingers just straight into Death Knight. Gotta remember to turn that shenanigans we see throughout Vita. Really needs to get Demon List. Demon List appears to have been at the bottom of his deck, which again, this has been quite an unlucky Isabella game. Yeah, and now we start getting to where there are like no heroes left for these fates. So just gonna do Insider's Knowledge to take away that power. And then gets to clash 8 fingers because Cocoidus makes them 1 strength and Ainz is 1 strength. It's been a very, very strong Ainz game from Dgessner. There's the Demon List, which will give Dgessner a little more power to throw in a Demiurge, which is quite good. There goes all of those other effects. And Quantum is going to get Gilda. Probably wanted to see a 5 strengther out the gate. Especially if he could take Emma or probably Ray would be more annoying. Pulling Emma or Ray most likely would have been ideal for Quantum. Does he have a bedtime? He does indeed have a bedtime. So that'll put Gilda straight to 0, so Prison Break can't move her. We're going to see Dgessner go over to Nazarick, gain 3. Then just start pressing the Demiurge button. He's guaranteed to get 10,000 a year unless he pulls a plan that auto-completes. So he will hit 10,000 a year here as long as he doesn't automatically complete whatever this next plan is. Strategy meeting? Strategy meeting. Sinister and Coincidental. I think that at least 1 lucky guess is in the discard, so Coincidental isn't super likely to happen. He is going to choose to keep it, though, instead of Sinister. That will trigger 10,000 year plan, get him 2 more Renowns. Now he has a very nice cushion of Renown to use for Shawl tier and Super tier, as well as being on his way to the 10 that he needs to win. We're going to see a Pandora's Actor. Oh, he's going to try and get Subjugation this turn. He's going to do it into a Shawl tier play, so that's 2 plays. No, but he already played a... unless he does play a card here for an ally, he won't get Subjugation. Debating if he wants to hit Demiurge again for 1 more. He is going to Demiurge for 1 more. Population Control. That is a great pull for him. He can very easily... Oh, he's not going to get it immediately? There's the Albedo play, which will get Subjugation. I'm sorry if you just heard that noise. I had a video rendering and it just made a system noise when it finished rendering. My bad. I'm surprised he didn't grab population control there by using his discard before moving. Had he already used his discard and then couldn't walk it back? I don't know. Still very easy for him to get, assuming that with Platinum Dragonlord out, I highly doubt that Quantum is going to, like, pull distractions and get rid of population control. Seeing a big discard from Quantum here. Frost Dragons is probably the play here, unless you pull, yeah, Frost Dragons, unless you pull, like, a Slain Theocracy. Where do they go? Yeah, they're at 2 strength, so they're not base clashable. You don't really want the teleport to move over. If Dgessner has no power, so he can't, like, do anything to uncover that. Basically stops him from going to Baharuth. That will be the Shaltir kill on Platinum Dragonlord. And then throwing down a Time Magic to cover Reastize. This has been a very strong Ainz game for Dgessner. Throwing out another lucky guess. He has Coincidental out. Will it be Pot of Greed? Or Blue Eyes White Dragon? I'm a Blue Eyes White Dragon guy myself. He's thinking. I think he's debating. If he's thinking about it, then he's probably... I don't know what this means. It's probably some other card game I don't know. We're going to see Quantum go over to the gate. He should be in Knight, I think, so we might see him get Gilda into the Harvest pile here. Or potentially pay 2 power to try and nab a 5-strengther. Really needs to get Dawn out of here. I think he should be at night, shouldn't he? Or maybe it is day. Okay, yeah, I was about to say. It's time to go. Radar Harvest will make this happen. He is going to pull another hero and unfortunately gets Phil. Definitely not what he wants to see here. Really wanted to get a 5-strengther. He probably just leaves Phil there until Dgessner hits Phil with a Mom as an enemy or something. We're going to see some scheduling going on. Must not have had the cards in hand to be able to harvest Gilda. Just scheduling 1. Despite having another card play. Interesting. And also not even scheduling it into Grandmother. What is that hand? We see here that Dgessner got the Golden Princess. He's going to pull Sorcerer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only 2 away from Sorcerer King. I'd probably go for it with it being a 3-pointer, even though keeping up is not hard to get with Mare. Emma here. Once again, another very strong pull for Dgessner. He could, although, I think he's debating right now if he wants to play Connie to, like, Small Forest and then move Isabella to Grassy Field just to alleviate fate pressure. Honestly, with him playing from ahead like he is, I think that's probably the play. He can very easily get population control next turn or Sorcerer King. Yeah, I think this is the play because he should have Sorcerer King on lock. He just needs 2 cards to play next turn. Go to one of his double plays and play them. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so if he has 2 playable allies or items, which is very likely with Ainz, then he gets Sorcerer King. That puts him up to 7. He's very easily set up to get population control. It's looking very good for him. We're actually going to see... we're going to see Quantum go back over here and do another activate with Demonless, despite it costing 4 to get Norman, and then we'll see free time. So none of these can be hit with Mom as an enemy now. Well, they can't be discarded by Mom as an enemy. Mom as an enemy can still take strength tokens off of them, is what I mean. So has to get Norman down a bit more, has to get Gilda, or maybe get Phil down, and then get Gilda or Phil over there and get them harvested. Cool, man. We're going to see a litany test to get an extra -1 on Norman there. Very interesting. And then we're back to Dgessner, who again doesn't... He's in race mode now. Oh, we're actually going to see him go for Demiurge pulls. Does he need to pull another card to be able to play enough? Cash Shop, and then just one more? There's Sebas. He's going to try and set up potentially getting Royal Procession. That'll give him Sorcerer King. And then World Items is immediate. He just needs to draw... If he draws Lucky Guess, he's in Showdown. Unfortunately, Cash Shop cannot pull Scheme, so he can't use that to get it. But he can also just go to Nazarick next turn. Discard. He's actually going to go ahead and do the kill on Frost Dragons because he can very easily win next turn by going to Nazarick and just shooting out Demiurge plays. We're going to see a They Know there, which does nothing. This dude loves scheduling They Know. Quantum is going to head over to Grassy Field. Discarding Bell is interesting. Instead of getting it out there. He heard me say that, and he's thinking about it. We're going to see him throw out a Premium Farm. I think he accidentally ticked up his power one more than it should have been. And then a Fate. Well, what our Lord meant to say will... is probably the best shot you have at stopping him from hitting Showdown on his turn, but this is very much in Dgessner's favor. He had a very strong start, and the Isabella Fate deck was, like, ordained by the power of both God and anime. I can't believe that he hit a hero on, like, all 5 of his first Fates, and it was all 3 5-strengthers, and, like, all of them hit something other than Emma. That was insane. Choosing Blue Roses instead, maybe? I think that what our Lord meant to say is your best shot. I mean, he's going to... If you're going to play a hero, at least cover Nazarick. He's going to Nazarick on his turn. He's going to Nazarick, and he's playing 2. I think Quantum might be thinking not to do it because population control is a free, like, get rid of it, but also, like... What else are you going to do? Does he have Momon? If he has Momon in hand, that's Showdown. Oh, strategy meeting again. Lord of Nazarick, that'll do it. And then if he has Super Tier, then it's game. If Super Tier is in his deck, it's game. Because Cash Shop Super Tier. Oh, is Super Tier in his discard? Or does he have another way to win anyway? Grass Part, that also does it. Many options for how to do it there. So that is game. That was an insanely unlucky Isabella Fate deck. And also, like, pretty darn good Ain's villain deck. Getting both of the items out the gate, and then he pulled into to answers to most problems he encountered there. So, well played. Good stuff. That's going to be the first game going to Dgessner. And that means that Quantum will once again be our starting player. There wasn't a whole lot I feel like Quantum could have really done there with the Fate deck just pulling a hero on him every single time like that. And, like, the hero that could perfectly hit a face down or a scheduled card or an item. I think he probably could have been more aggressive, like he discarded True Colors at one point instead of holding it for a bit. He probably could have been a lot more aggressive with going to his Fate locations and uncovering, but it was hard to do that in that early game with just getting heroes back-to-back the way that he did. Probably should have been discarding a little more aggressively. Also, Demonless was at the bottom, which was very unfortunate for him. Could have changed a lot of stuff if he had just pulled Demonless a little bit earlier to maybe make something happen with pulling heroes sooner. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. So we're going to see Quantum be the first player again here, so he's going to ban. And he will be banning QB. I have seen Dgessner playing some QB lately. Understandable ban. And who is Dgessner going to ban here? He's getting counterpicked, so he's probably going to ban someone that he doesn't want to see go up against the villain that he wants to play. He'll just be banning Griffith again. Dgessner the one who hates playing against Griffith? We had someone in this tournament was like, I don't want to play against Griffith. I think it was Dgessner. Dgessner is going to whip out his main. He is going to pick Oculus. What is Quantum going to choose in response? Oculus going second. Probably what you want here is, as a good counter pick, is a villain that can go fast if left unchecked in the early game. So villains like Orochimaru, Ainz, Queen Beryl? Yeah, I could see that. I think that Queen Beryl can definitely take advantage of how weak Oculus's fate pressure is in the early game, because it lets her generate a lot of power early, like unimpeded, especially if she gets lucky and Oculus's first fate doesn't hit whoever it is I'm thinking of. If he doesn't get Sailor Moon, Mars, or Venus off the top fate, then that will also that'll be a huge boon for Quantum, because it's a lot easier to deal with the other heroes or just not being hit with a hero at all. Beryl's worst case scenario is an early game Moon, Mars, or Venus, because they take a little bit for her to kill. Probably going to see him put Super Beryl in his hand if it isn't already, because he's probably going to Hikawa Shrine and using a discard action. Indeed he is. I consider myself the pioneer of this technique, because I did it a lot and told people to do it a lot. Find Human Energy. This is an incredible start for Quantum. When you're going first as Beryl, the ideal starting hand is Find Human Energy. And it's fairly likely, because, you know, there are 3 copies of it. Not super likely, but, you know, decent odds that you have one at the start. You're going to see a double hero pull, which he just wants to cover Quindecum. Beryl is probably one of the biggest examples we have in the game of being a snowball villain. I was about to say, you really need to be getting all the fate turns early you can, Dgessner. You don't really have time to go straight to Nona Genta. But we have a couple of snowball villains in the game, but Queen Beryl, I think, is one of the best examples. It takes her a little while to get going, but once she is going, getting the cats here is less than ideal. That's a free kill for Quantum. A free vanquish. But Queen Beryl starts very, very slow. But the more time goes by, as she gets more power, it lets her spam DD Girls, Ultimate Attack. We're going to see a Supreme Thunder here to get rid of Nephrite. That is quite unfortunate for Quantum. He has the other 2 Find Human Energies in his hand, which is hilarious. Honestly, losing Nephrite there means this is a good opportunity for Quantum to go to Juban. I would have gone to Juban here, used my ability for Jadeite, played Jadeite into the cats, killed the cats with Jadeite, and just, or not Jadeite, because you won't have the move action. Probably would have done it with Kunzite, just have Kunzite in position. Yeah, done it with Kunzite to have it in position, and then next turn you can go to Game Center. But he's actually going to use Bakeen to just do a go now play to get Nephrite out. This is also very good, because now next turn he'll be able to go here, get the free kill with Bakeen, and get the gain too. Yeah, this is also a very strong position. I think either play would have worked out just fine. Honestly, here, instead of going and getting, because that top fate wasn't opened, early Ginty, by the way, is fantastic for Dgessner. That's kind of what he needs to, like, have a chance in this game, to be honest. Honestly, in this position, yeah, I would have Jadeite to my hand, go to Juban, get the uncover. Okay, well, he's still going to go here and do it. I would have gotten Jadeite out and cleared the thing at the same time. It means that he wouldn't get a fate here, but honestly, with the top fate covered, I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'd be more focused on progressing, because you just, with an early Ginty like this, you really just want to start outspeeding, I think. Gonna get Mayu here and throw her at the back rooms, it looks like. Cover that activate so that it takes a bit more work for Dgessner to be able to use Ginty. We're going to see Dgessner go over to Viginti and go for a Fate and get double 3-strength Sailors. Just going to throw Jupiter onto that top Fate to cover it up. Depending on his hands, if he really wants to discard or not, which I don't think he does because I think he has all of the fine human energies in hand, this could be a Game Center Crown turn just to get some double plays. But it looks like Quantum is going to go to Juban. Maybe he has a card to play into Bakeen to kill Jupiter. He does indeed. He has GG. Very fair. Just uncovering that top Fate. He's doing very good at keeping control of his territory. I do worry a bit that, again, because Beryl needs to get that engine going early, that only having Nephrite out right now instead of also having like Jadeite out and all it's slowing him down for sure. I think it probably would have been worth his time, especially with Dgessner like taking a while to start uncovering Quindecim. I think it would have been worth his while to leave a hero in play for a turn or two and instead focus on like getting out Jadeite and whatnot. Like even with Hakawa Shrine open here, I would go to Juban and like play a fine human energy and Jadeite, or add Zoisite in hand and play Jadeite and Zoisite. He is ahead, though. He's in the stronger position overall. So this isn't going to, like, really hurt him. There's Jadeite. But I do think it, again, it's hard to tell with, like, a snowball character like this, but I do think it is hurting him in the long run. I think it would do him a bit better to just have those allies out a bit quicker and get the power generation going faster. But also at the same time, Queen Beryl hates heroes. So anytime you're killing a hero, it's almost assuredly not a bad turn. Getting rid of heroes is always good. Now we are seeing Takashi into Human Emotions here, and Quantum is actually choosing to put cards into the roulette. Can only imagine they are cards. I think he put in all 5. Can only imagine they were cards that Dgessner wants to play. Getting rid of Mimine is pretty nice there. I don't usually like putting cards in the roulette until Oculus himself has put a card or two into the roulette, personally, but I don't think it's bad necessarily. It's just not the way that I like to play against him. There's Venus, going to cover that top Fate. That is going to require a Kunzite or a DD Girls, most likely. 2 allies into it can also do it, of course, but the most likely thing to get Venus out of here in this situation is DD Girls or Kunzite. We're seeing another Arbiter play and discarding those. Dgessner is very set up to get Ginty kills. He just needs to start activating. He needs Nona out. We're going to see Zoisite followed by a Find Human Energy. Build up some more there. Now he's really got his power generation going a bit more, especially with playing out the Find Human Energies. There's Nona. So now we're going to start seeing some killing. He's actually leaving Nona there because he wants to try and use Harada. Or he wants to try and get the kill on Harada using Nona. So he's kind of forcing Quantum to go for a Fate here to double cover that top Fate. Otherwise, Dgessner will actually get to use it. So instead, probably what Dgessner will do is use the Nona. I said Yona? The Nona kill to get rid of Takashi to get back his gain 1 move at his bottom Fate. Ooh, but Machiko is very, very unfortunate for Dgessner. He wanted to see any other hero than that. Because now his Ginty activate just won't happen because Mistake is going to be in play. Honestly, playing as Beryl, I would just focus on double stacking the top Fate here. Queen Beryl, if she gets the low Fate pressure for like another 2 or 3 turns, she'll reach a point where there's very little Dgessner will be able to do to meaningfully slow her down. She's kind of already reaching that point. We're going to see a Fate here. And get Sailor Moon. Going to cover up Nephrite's gain 2 there and the discarded Juban School. Did he not even play a card? Wow. Rough Oculus game. See, Quantum, Dome of Darkness. That's going to get Venus down to 2 strength. That's one way to deal with her. And then Ultimate Attacker. That's funny. And then going to move Nephrite, because he doesn't plan to deal with... honestly, Sailor Moon is probably there until Quantum draws DD Girls. No telling if he already has them or not. We're going to see Dgessner go gain 3. What is he going to do here? Is it time to play Deckham? Is he going to do something else? What could he be planning to do? Oh, it's back to Quantum. He just gained 3 and ended his turn? What is happening over here? Dgessner is, he's the Oculus Pro, not me, so I don't know what he's got going on. I'm interested to... He normally watches the premieres, I think, so hopefully he mentions what his thought process was. If you're watching this right now, I want to know, Dgessner, what was going on here that you were just only focused on stockpiling power? Because I don't know Oculus that well, to be honest. I don't know what the reasoning could be. Of course, we're going to see another hero pull here because Oculus's Fate deck is full of them. I think it's challenge 2 effects, which means 12 heroes? That's fast math. No, mistake. So 11 heroes. Yeah. I forgot about mistake. It's item, effect, challenge. That's fast math. Gonna see Yosuke here and just double cover the back room. Nonagenta is actually not a location that Oculus likes going to, really. He only goes there, in my experience, when he is just absolutely starved for power. So, leaving it uncovered isn't too big of a deal. We're gonna see a Crescent Beam and In the Name of the Moon here, and he is just gonna throw out In the Name of the Moon. I could have seen Crescent Beam to buff up Sailor Moon a bit more, but with Rika Kadar here, actually, I didn't notice the Rika Kadar to play. With that's going to get rid of the mistake, and then the Nona pull to kill Takashi, gain 1 and move, so he was finally able to open that up. Oh, he pulled Billiards and used Billiards to play Mimine. So now, Quantum is starting to get some momentum going, but he also needs Deckham out still. So he is very behind. But anyways, with Rika Kadar here, even giving a +1 to Sailor Moon wouldn't do a whole lot, because DD Girls... The reason to put Sailor Moon to 6 is to make her avoid DD Girls, but with Rika Kadar there, that makes it where that isn't an issue. Where is Quantum going? It will be Juban School. Does he have DD Girls? If he's going here, I imagine he does. Or if he has Go now, he could just do the kill with Rika Kadar Jadeite and then replay Jadeite. That wouldn't be bad either. I think it is very worth his time to just get Sailor Moon out of here. He's going to go to the Dark Kingdom. Gain that 7 power, so he's got a good stockpile. Still hasn't played Silver Crystal. He is going to do the kill even though he doesn't get to replay Jadeite immediately. I don't love that. I feel like if he's doing this, I would do it at Juban School and then try and replay Jadeite. Or play another ally just so Zoisite has a target to give power to. Can he hear me? Is he doing what I'm saying? The thing here is that you do want Sailor Moon dead, but Sailor Moon isn't actually blocking Jadeite right now. It is blocking Zoisite from putting power at Rika Kadar, but you have to lose Rika Kadar to kill Sailor Moon anyway. I think, again, in this position, I think that instead of worrying about clearing, it's weird to say because Beryl always wants to clean out heroes, always. But in this unique position, I think it's actually more worth Quantum's time to just let Sailor Moon sit for a turn or maybe even 2 because he should be drawing into DD Girls soon, and that's a much better option to get this kill, or if he draws into Go now so he can at least replay Jadeite. But you just you really just want to keep the power generation going right now because you're ahead and you want to push that objective, like, you want to push your objective further, in my opinion, to keep that lead instead of losing a bit of objective progress to kill a hero that isn't immediately a big danger. But is going to go and do the Juban kill and then throw out Bunbo. I think that this is better than the other play that Quantum was thinking of doing, because now this is a net loss of 1 power per turn, because Jadeite was putting 1 power at Game Center and Hikawa. But now with Bunbo out, it's instead of losing 2 power total from Jadeite placing 2, you're only losing 1 power, because now Zoisite is on and is putting a power where Bunbo is. Also, with Bunbo especially, it lets you set up to make sure that you get your discarding human energy. Why? Okay, yeah. Again, you're ahead as Queen Beryl especially. You really want to maximize gaining power, in my opinion. We're going to see a Nona move, and then with Kostra, and then activate Ginty, and then with Kostra's ability, get rid of Yosuke. And they're going to see an old maid to move Mayu off of this, gain 2, and then activate Ginty again to get rid of Machiko. Kind of surprised he killed Machiko first and not Harada. I don't think it really matters, though. Oh, the hero that will replay a hero that's already in play, which would be Machiko, might be in the Fate deck. That's why. I assume that's why. Oculus has a hero that replays a hero from the discard pile, which I think we already saw pass. And then Oculus also has a hero that takes a hero already in play and replays them and retriggers their ability. That hero hitting Machiko is the worst, because unironically, Machiko is like the strongest Fate in Oculus's deck, I think. Dgessner, tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong on that. You would know better than me. But, oh, we're going to see getting rid of In the Name of the Moon here. I think this is... I know that I was just saying all that stuff about, like, gain power fast and push your objective here. But in this situation, if you have an opportunity to get rid of it In the Name of the Moon, I would absolutely take that opportunity to get rid of it. Really needs to get Jadeite back out, though. Yeah, is that it right there? Yep. So, Dgessner knew Shigeru was coming up. Dang old Miyamoto. And so, he realized that, he needed to get Machiko out before Harada, because Machiko being replayed would be, very annoying. You want to, when playing as Oculus, to my understanding, you want to avoid being hit by, mistake as much as possible. Deckham is still not out, I've just realized. I don't know what ability he's replaying here. Is it Harada? 3 cards with a cost of 2 or less from discard and put them in the roulette? Yeah, I think it's Harada's being played. With Shigeru's ability. Yeah, getting the Unfurled Lotuses in there. This is a nightmare scenario for Oculus. Nightmare scenario for Oculus. Does not want both of those in there. He's going to need to billiards. Ideally, both of them out, but at least one of them out. That is the end of Quantum's turn. We're going to see a Twister here. Weaken up Mayu a little bit. Move Nona closer. Go for a Fate. Get Sailor Mars. Going to choose to block not only the move and Vanquish there, but just to block the power gain from Nephrite. Zoisite will still put 1 power at Bumbo. DD Girls or replaying Zoisite. We will see DD Girls. That will get Mars right out of there and then put DD Girls at the top Fate to guard it. What is happening? Judge question? Or are they talking about the DD Girls Sailor Mars interaction? DD Girls only loses 1 strength here. Is the official ruling. I think we're supposed to have a TTS note on either DD Girls or Mars for this, but I don't remember. This must just be Quantum thinking about his turn now, because otherwise his clock wouldn't be running. Despite how ahead Quantum has been in this game, this kind of goes to show what I was saying earlier about the, Quantum not pushing his objective forward while he was. He's only got 13 power total, 10 of it on board, 1 of it in one big patch of 8 right here. But he doesn't even have Silver Crystal out yet, and Zoocyte's not out. So he's, we're going to see a, I think it was a Twister or just a move kill. Yeah, cleaning up that top fate. But now Oculus has reached the point where he's cleaned out his territory. Beryl is still in a good position. I would even say that she's in the stronger position just because of the sheer lack of any heroes or anything out. Not having Zoocyte in play, or not Zoocyte, Jadeite in play, though. These names are all too similar, bro. Is a there we go, fixing it right now. It's a major setback not getting that 2 extra power a turn, even if it is split between 2 locations. Has not... Changing his mind? Oh, throwing down Dark Crystal. I was about to say, he's not gotten Dark Crystal yet. I think there have definitely been some turns where Quantum could have actually gone to Game Center Crown to like push out Finding Human Energies and other cards faster, and he'd probably be a bit more ahead than he is right now. But also, that would have changed a lot of turns, so it's hard to know. Playing Shimada to cover that top fate. Are you going to put Black-Haired Woman on top? Nona is in play and at the far left. I think Clavis is in the roulette pile, so that's going to be annoying to rectify, to do that overcome for Dgessner. Dgessner really needs to play Deckham, like, I don't know, probably about 2 turns ago, but right now, would the best time to play Deckham was 3 turns ago. The next best time to play Deckham is right now. We're going to see him Miracle Romance all of that power away to Juban School. And then throw out an Arbitration Rules and move Nona over. Yeah, now Quantum can go back and pick up this 12 power, which is also going to trigger Arbitration Rules, obviously. Pick up this 12 power and then get Jadeite back in play. He needs to get Silver Crystal out ASAP and kind of rush through putting down the power he needs to play Super Barrel. Moving Nephrite is a good call here because it diversifies his power a bit more, and he doesn't necessarily want to, like, he's got a few turns of jumping around the place before he can get to the point, because he still has to play Silver Crystal and all, before he can get to the point of getting whatever it is. We're going to see the Black-Haired Woman. We're going to see an Activate on Ginty to kill Shimada, and finally get Deckham out. Needs 1 more move to get Nona in a position, which he'll probably get at Viginti unless Quantum does a Fate to stop that, and that'll let him get rid of Black-Haired Woman and then get started on Deckham nonsense. But yeah, doesn't have to worry too much about consolidating all of his power in one location right now, is what I was saying before, because he's still got like 5-6 turns before he has the power he needs to play Super Barrel and Silver Crystal anyway, so he may as well take it a little slow. If he has Silver Crystal, I would just throw it out here. Get it out of the way. Yeah, he'll be stockpiling most of his power due to Nephrite at Juban. And then he probably just takes some turns going to, like, Hikawa if it stays open, and then going to Dark Kingdom to pick up small bits of power from Jadeite and Zoocyte until Nephrite builds up that middle location enough to get him into Super Barrel. Why? Discarding Silver Crystal? Why would you do that? What? Why would you not keep Silver Crystal in hand and then play Game Sense and, like, take back an ultimate attack or something? That was such a... Did I miss something? That's such a weird play. You're Queen Beryl with, like, 10 power. You want ultimate attacks to blow up Tuxedo Mask and Jupiter and etc. Or even taking back a Find Human Energy to speed up getting to... What a strange decision. I can't fathom why you would do that instead of... I must have missed something. Why would you do that instead of just taking back Ultimate Attack or Find Human Energy to make more progress? I'm bamboozled on that one. I don't know what just happened there. We're going to see Misaki played. Maybe it was just as a funny ha-ha because he's ahead anyway, so he can kind of afford to. It'd be really funny if he lost, though, after doing that, if it was for a funny haha. Putting billiards into the roulette. I don't know about that. Billiards actually helps in this situation. Dgessner really wants to pull billiards. Well, I guess it means he has to pull it with Deckham now instead of getting it with, other thing I'm thinking of. We're going to see a fate here. Ooh, very unfortunate pull. Really wanted to get a hero there, even if it was a weaker one. And then, killing Misaki? What do you kill Misaki with? I missed what he used to kill Misaki there. Because didn't he also play Twister? I don't know what happened there. I should have gone back from the fate turn faster. We're gonna see Quantum just get rid of it in the name of the moon. Again, I think it's always worth it, unless it, like, stops you from entering Showdown or something, to get rid of in the name of the moon. We have the opportunity. There's the Silver Crystal play. Because in the name of the moon is not a very strong... It can be a strong challenge if it hits at the right time. It can be really damaging when Beryl has, like, a hero or two out, and then an effect gets pulled while a hero is out. So it can be damaging, and also Supreme Thunder always sucks within the name of the moon out. But, in the name of the moon is a challenge that you have to play, and it does nothing, but then it does something later after you play it, really, other than costing the 1 power from each location. So, it's not a great fate to play. So having it in the shuffle to dilute the amount of heroes that could be played is good for Beryl, which is why it's good for, one of the reasons it's good for Beryl to get rid of it as fast as she can every time. We're going to see Quantum throw down Takashi over at the back room, which is interesting. I think he's not covering Quinn Deckham because Nona is in position to activate Ginty. Black-haired woman only stops Oculus from activating Deckham. You can still use Nona into Ginty, so he would be able to make use of his top fate. But I'm still a little surprised that he's going to let Dgessner have this Quinn Deckham turn. Unless Dgessner goes to backrooms. Granted, a fate doesn't do a whole lot to Quantum in this position anyway. He's very well set up. Quantum only has 9 minutes left. This game has been going that long. What the heck? No wonder I feel like I've been talking about Beryl so much. Quantum has taken 21 minutes and Dgessner has taken 5. Holy cow, that's insane. It does not feel like it's been going that long to me. What do we have here, Dgessner? Honestly, Dgessner, just get rid of the black-haired woman and then just luck into... there are enough cards in this roulette pile that you can just luck into getting the mask you need every time. Just luck into the mask you need every time, bro. Just get the 3 masks on each pull. Win in the next 4 turns. I just remembered Nona is once per turn. Yeah, so Dgessner will take at least 4 turns from right now to get into Showdown. He has a minimum of a 4-turn rate of wait words. So I think that Queen Beryl is probably within 7 turns of the game being over, would be my rough estimate. So unless Dgessner is going to play to hoping the clock runs out, he actually does really need to, like, get the first Nona hit in the next, like, 2 or 3 turns. Otherwise, he's just not going to be able to... He's not going to have enough turns to get her done. After a lot of checking his discard and whatnot, he is going to go to Quinn Deckham this turn. Big discard, wants to get rid of a lot of stuff. Go for a Fate. Sailor Moon, which DD girls are too weak to get rid of it. Easy fix by just playing a 1-cost 2-strength ally into that. That'll be the end of Dgessner's turn. It might even be less than 7 turns for Beryl winning here, now that I'm looking at it. With 9 power right there. That's 19. It's probably gonna be 13 power. Ideally, Beryl would be picking this up when it's at 13 and getting into Showdown. Go over here, gain 4. Or it's going to be gain 6 because of Find Human Energy. It's 14. While you're at 14, that goes up to 11. And then it goes up to 13. I think you're going to be a little off without, like, a useless failure or something to get it in the next, like, 2 or 3 turns. Probably, like, 3. We're probably 3 turns out from Super Barrel, give or take. Gonna see Nona moved over. Can finally get rid of the black-haired woman. Go for a Fate. Gets Mars. That's going to slow down everything. Power numbers-wise. Ending his turn, not getting rid of the black-haired woman. Interesting. Worried about the 4-strengther, Shimada, I think, that puts black-haired woman on top. Wanting to wait for that to pass. We are going to see the power pay for Kunzite on Sailor Moon. So that DD Girls can kill them now. Now, in this situation, if you use DD Girls to kill Sailor Moon, they will lose 2 strength to Sailor Mars. DD Girls don't lose strength to their ability to Mars, only when they kill Mars. We are just going to see going to Dark Kingdom here. Yeah, that should be at 11, shouldn't it? I think it should. Yeah, I forgot to do his thing before moving. Also should have put another power at Game Center Crown. Did he put 2 there? He should have put 1 there for Zoisite with Bunbo. We're going to see Mai and Tatsumi here. Mai lets you Senzu Bean, essentially, as I call it. And is going to pull out Takashi, which will let him replay Human Emotions. Just getting all of Oculus's deck in the roulette pile. This is not something you see very often. Man, if Dgessner lucks into this, it will actually be so funny. If he just, like, starts doing Deckim pulls and he lucks into Deckim giving him the things. Man, it would be so funny. Nona moves back to get rid of black-haired woman. All right, here we go. Surely you're just going to do the, yep, all right. Supreme luck. Ah, the Unfurled is happy. Gonna use the Battle of Life to vanquish Takashi, get him out of there, and then put back in the Arbiter and Unfurled Lotus. Spending 2 to darts back out the Arbiter. Does darts pull from discard pile? Oh, it does. For some reason, I thought it was deck only. That'll let him mess with these 3 cards. It lets him choose which of those 3 cards he draws, which is really funny. Oh, I don't even remember what that other card he's drawing is. Man, Oculus can have such funny games. Why are you not putting 2 with Game Center Crown? You have Zoisite and Jadeite that should both be putting a power there. Am I insane? Oh, he heard me. Okay, good. that was going to drive me crazy. All you're trying to do is get to the barrel power now, or the super barrel power now. Come on. Does this put him at 25? He's 1 short. If he has a useless failure, or if he plays Find Human Energy this turn, it will, he's going to play Gigi and kill Mars. Fair enough. Why didn't you use GG to take the -1 off of DD Girls there? Does Quantum play Queen Barrel? I'm starting to question him a little bit. Did I, like, was there a -1 on one of these over here? Did he played GG, right? I don't think GG has a condition on where he's played for removing the -1. He should have just been able to remove one. Anyways, we're seeing an activate here. Happy, happy, angry. Alas, never lucky. Gonna play an Arbiter and do this again. The fact that Dgessner didn't get a hit on either of those 2, I think, basically means it's game. It was already very against him, but even more so now. I think he's getting Mind Read, like he's forcing Mind Read into his hand repeatedly with this setup, which is very funny. Taking Super Barrel. Can he play Super Barrel? He's 1 short. If he has Useless Failure, like I said last turn, he can. This puts him at 29. Yeah, there you go. I remember someone asked once in the Annabelle server, why is Useless Failure a card? It seems so useless. Here you go. It can literally just put you in Showdown sometimes. Super Barrel. So that's going to replay Sailor Moon and give her the Silver Crystal, and she's probably going to go to Game Center Crown because that's where no allies are at. And Sailor Moon will now give +1 to all other heroes. That puts Jupiter at 4, still clashable for Beryl. Moving Nona over, just trying to get her back to Deckham for more activates. We're going to see a Twister into a Deckham activate, actually. Is he lucky on this one? Nope. Quite simply, I think it's impossible for Dgessner. Dgessner needs at minimum 4 turns from right now, and that's just not going to work. This is very funny. Just stack them all there. I love that. Well, Quantum just needs to draw Vina, and this game is over, basically. Realized that he shouldn't have had a card that he drew because of, whatchamacallit. There's Boxy. I think there is 0 power at Game Center Crown, so he will get +1, which is useful, assuming he doesn't get hit by, whatever card it is I'm thinking of. The card that turns him into a hero. Moon Healing Escalation. Just put Harada at the top fate, please. Just put... Why are you looking at human emotions? Just put Harada on the top fates. This game is, like, so over. If Quantum takes the time to think out what he's doing in his fates, he might actually time out. I highly, highly doubt it, but... Man, it's getting there. He's just gonna play Harada and put the arbitration rules back in. It really doesn't matter what you do. Why would you not just cover Quinn Deckham? Just cover the top fate to win faster. He has at minimum 4 turns before he can win. There's no shot. You just have to draw Vina and you win. Why are you letting him fate? For those of you who don't know, Vina is the 1-cost ally that moves an ally to her location. So if he draws and plays Vina, that moves DD Girls into Sailor Moon, and then it's over. I think the one way that Quantum could actually possibly still throw this is not covering the top fate and letting Dgessner continue to play heroes and effects on him. Did he get Nona there? He missed Nona again. Bro, it's so over. It's kind of crazy that the actual most likely outcome we're starting to reach is a timeout. Ultimate attack to open it back up. Go now to move Kunzite. Yeah. All right, this should be game on board, right? Kunzite will bring her down to 8 instead of 9. There's 6. Just needs a single 1-cost ally. I'm pretty sure if Quantum had just covered that top fate, then he would have had a guaranteed game on board. See, now instead the cats are played, and Boxy becomes a hero. Taking away the move. Yeah, just taking away the move action, even if it means that he gets to fate and clash. Bubble Spray. I would have turned Boxy into a hero. Moving Moon away from Kunzite is fair, though. But also, like, Vina is going to show up eventually. Ultimate attacking the cat. This might be the goofiest game we've had in Tournament Arc. Cover the top fate! I'm gonna scream! Thank you! Oh my goodness. Yeah, take away, like, Mind Read and Battle of Life, sure. It really does not matter. Queen Beryl, there's no universe in which Queen Beryl's game should last another 4 turns. He actually can uncover the top fate here because of Nona, I think, and Ginty, but, like, at some point you just have to accept it's over, Dgessner. 4 minutes is too much time for Quantum to actually time out, so get one, just give him one. Can't even give him one, bro. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure the odds are more in his favor that he should have hit, like, what is he? He's done that, like, 5 times now? Like, the way the math shakes out, I think that he was actually favored to get at least 1, if not 2 of those. Did you draw Vina? Did not draw Vina, Your Honor? Lay the baits. This is so stupid. that this game is still going. 3-3-3. Dgessner, my man, just full fate. It's barrel. What are you doing? What? Oh no, baby. What is you doing? Take away the move, Vanquish. Oh my word. Billiards. What are you gonna take out one of the unfurled lotuses? He's gonna Battle of Life Ymera away. Holy cow, dude. This is hilarious. This is so funny. You know what? I need to use the restroom, and I was gonna ask them to like wait a second before doing the third game for me to use the restroom, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give you guys a wide shot. And I'll be back. No, it's game over anyway. I was about to step away while they cleaned this up. I can't believe that game lasted as long as it did. Holy cow. I'm not going to tell them I'm using the bathroom. I'm going to go really quick and then just go over here, and you guys will see the bands they do. I'll be right back. All right, I think we're back. Wouldn't you know it, right when I stepped away, I got a message from them that they had to step away for a minute. So there was actually a jump cut for you guys, even though I wasn't going to give you a jump cut. Dgessner lost, so he gets to be the starting player for the first time in this set, and it looks like he is choosing his ban, which will be Loxus. Does not want to go up against Quantum's Loxus. I think we saw Quantum do pretty well with Loxus, other than I think the last time he played Loxus, where he forgot to use Freed twice, and it might have cost him the game, but we don't need to bring that back up. We don't need to open up those old wounds. We'll just move on and see that Quantum will be banning QB. So now Quantum picks... This means he's going to let Dgessner play Oculus again, and he'll get to go first as Oculus, which Oculus loves going first. He's playing Griffith, which he knows Dgessner hates. Will Dgessner go for Oculus here, especially knowing he gets to go first, or does he have a better Griffith counter pick in mind? Yaldabaoth. Okay, I don't know about Yaldabaoth being like a better Griffith counter pick, but very excited to see some Yaldabaoth gaming. I quite enjoy Yaldabaoth. So Griffith versus Yaldabaoth here, where Griffith gets to... No, the Griffith goes second. Yeah, the Griffith goes second. So Yaldabaoth gets to go first. Unsurprising that Dgessner was like, ah, yes, Yaldabaoth going first. There's maybe nothing more enticing than getting a turn at Prison of Regression before it's covered. I actually think that this probably would be a little Yaldabaoth favorite now that I think about it. It kind of depends on the ordering of how fast Griffith gets through his challenges and if he gets an early hero to like mess up his game 3 or whatnot. Why is my Discord not doing streamer mode? I have streamer mode set to where it should always be on when I have OBS open. I'm sorry, that was my Discord noise, not yours. I have streamer mode enabled, it's just not working for some reason. What the heck, Discord? Dude, this program sucks. Unbelievable. I'm going back to Skype. Top 10 ways to lose all of your internet friends in 2025. Tell them you're going back to Skype. But, alright. But anyways, yeah, I think that it is, I think that Yaldabaoth can actually take really big advantage of the mid-game section where Griffith is getting into Showdown and recovering strength and his top fate is super locked down, where he can really do some shenanigans with like his Velvet Room Mementos turns and move over his dudes fast. Ooh, turn 1 Guts is going to be a huge help for that. The only fate that like guaranteed has Battlefield locked down from turn 1. It would take like playing... Because Demon Hordes don't have strength until Showdown, so, like, killing Guts pre-Showdown is nightmarish. Also, Meet with Ruin is super likely to trigger in this matchup. Getting Guts off the rip is a huge, like, I cannot state this enough, that is a huge boon for Dgessner. It's going to make it a lot harder for Quantum to make progress. Honestly, I think Quantum, he probably does need to. He almost went to Tower of Rebirth there, turn 1. I think he does need to be hitting Tower of Rebirth, like, quickly. I don't agree with putting Noir at Mementos here, because unless he's planning on doing a Brand turn, he's not going to get the opportunity to cover Prison of Regression before Dgessner gets to go back to it. And you just really don't... Okay, he is going to Brand. That's fair, then. I understand, then. You really, really don't want to be letting Yaldabaoth have Prison of Regression turns. Honestly, Yaldabaoth is kind of balanced around not getting to use Prison of Regression. Because it's very rarely left open for him. So, very unfortunate that you have to cover it with the cat of all things, but I would just put the cat there. And then you can go to Marsh next turn. Although, honestly, Quantum really wants to go to Tower of Rebirth and try and make use of that gain 3 before it gets covered. That turn 1 Guts is very, very rough for him. It's the worst case scenario for a Griffith player. And then we're going to see Corcus cover that gain 3. Yeah. And then hard playing Akechi to get rid of Mona. Oh my goodness, that's not how fading works. That's not how, like, vanquishing works. You don't hit the card with the other card. Oh, man, Crow killing the cat. That's my dream scenario for Persona 5. And then hanging out with Noir. Akechi, the great guy that he is, killed the cat so that he wouldn't take away from Noir's arc, and is now hanging out with Noir. You love to see it. You love to see it. The two most sadistic members of the Phantom Thieves just hanging out. Yep, Skull right on Prison of Regression. Again, you don't want, did I say aggression? Prison of Regression you just want covered at all times. Quantum has had to do a bit of a do-si-do to, like, get some covers going here to stop Dgessner from being able to really race. But now that he's got these locations covered, even though Akechi is going to be undoing it pretty quickly, he really needs to... This is interesting. What are you doing here? Oh, playing Ubik into empty. All right. Why are you doing this here instead of at Mercenary Camp? Was he at Mercenary Camp? He was at Marsh, wasn't he? And then discarding my... Why would... What? Oh, because he's clashing Corcus. I see. I was so confused, because I was like, why wouldn't you go to Mercenary Camp and, like, play the My Castle? Well, there goes that Demon Horde. In my brain, because Guts had been played turn 1, in my brain, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't matter anymore. There's Compendium and getting rid of Skull to open back up Prison of Regression. In my brain, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't matter if you can clash anything anymore because Guts is out. Honestly, I might have still gone to Mercenary Camp to start getting -1 tokens out, to be real with you. But I think killing Corcus is probably the better play overall. I don't play a lot of Griffith, to be honest. I haven't played much Griffith since we finished testing him to release him for PTV. Gonna see a Fate here, get Fox. Yeah, make Akechi go hang out with Noir again. No, make Akechi hang out with Noir. I actually don't know if it's better to do one or the other, to be honest. I don't think it matters. We're going to see a Velvet Room turn here. Must have a lot of playable cards. Justine. Oh, he does have Compendium, so he can activate out, actually. Yeah, he's actually already got a good few allies here. He could get an early Palace Ruler going, especially if he has Kamoshida. Kamoshida would be really good here for him. Shuffling back in Okumura and Sai? Why would you choose to shuffle back in Sai here? Honestly, I would shuffle back in a Meet with Ruin. It's a guaranteed give me whatever card I want. Fusing Pixie. And using the Nagaraja move. Okay. And then getting Electric Chair out. This is a funny Yaldabaoth turn. I don't think it was a bad Yaldabaoth turn by any means. It was just very funny. Dgessner using precious, like 20 seconds on his clock when playing as Yaldabaoth to arrange his cards. Of all the villains that, like, I doubt Dgessner is going to get even close to time, to be honest. He's a fast player. But of all the villains to waste, like, 10 plus seconds to rearranging the card order, Yaldabaoth is not the one to be doing, bro. Tempted is very annoying, especially to play as one of the early challenges. But very good for Quantum to make use of this gain 3. And he's actually going to play the White Falcon in case he gets hit by either a Demise of a Dream or if he gets Life Will Change out. If he plays Yaldabaoth's challenge, Yaldabaoth will overcome that challenge. He will do the discard and trigger White Falcon. Kind of interested to see him go for a Palace's Fate here. I guess it does mean that he can either clear Prison or Mementos with Akechi. And it will be Mementos. And he's going to move Akechi back in, so if he plays... Akechi is at 2 strength, actually, so can't kill Fox. But, Dgessner is putting all of his allies in their own unique pile. It's, again, one of those things that there's not really anything against it. We allow it. It really helps Yaldabaoth with, like, how long it takes him to play his turns. When we tested Yaldabaoth, this is how we would test him with the allies outside of it, so... This is, in case anyone has ever wondered, like, are you allowed to do that? To, like, have you, like, separate out your discard pile like this when you're playing, like, a competitive game? Yes. Yes, you are. Getting rid of Tempted by going to Battlefield instead of going to Mercenary Camp. Interesting. Does he really have, like, a double play he wants to do next turn? We're going to see Dgessner throw out a Raise of Control while gaining his 3 Mementos and then just discarding a bunch because he has a bunch of cards he doesn't care about. And getting Okumura moved 1 over, even though he doesn't have any, strength token shenanigans getting set up there. I'm really interested that Quantum would go to... Was he at Mercenary Camp? Maybe... Was he at Mercenary... Was he at Mercenary Camp? He might have been. Just don't know why you'd go gain 1. No, he wasn't. Why didn't... I guess because he wanted to go to it this turn. Fair enough. I feel like with Raise out, this is definitely the turn to be hitting... Marsh, because he's getting a Prison of Regression turn out of this. We are going to see Slan thrown down, and then get Guilty out there. Really needs to get rid of Empty. He doesn't want to get... I think all of the Slanity slippings, otherwise known as Sanity slipping, they might all be in the discard. I think we've seen at least 2 of them pass, maybe all 3. So he might not have to worry about Empty very much. We see the Raise kill Fox, and that gives Dgessner another Prison of Regression turn. He does need to start picking up the pace. He's almost at the point where he's going to start popping off with his Yaldabaoth turns, though, so he's probably decently on pace right now. Honestly, you rescued Demarche. I don't hate here. But also, Gaston is good to get out here. With Guilty out, Gaston is already too strong for Griffith to clash. So taking away that discard gain 1, that really messes up Griffith's hand movement. It slows him down a lot. We're going to see Abandon, so no clashing will be happening until Abandon is gone, really. But Griffith does only need 1 more challenge to get set up for a showdown, but he does also have to get an ally. There's Life Will Change. Honestly, all-out attack isn't bad here, but in this situation, with your power low as Griffith, I would probably play Life Will Change and get him to trigger White Falcon. Yeah. I think that Life Will Change is the play here. All-out attack doesn't really do anything. Because honestly, like, Dgessner could use Okumura to do a fusion if you weaken Okumura. Akechi is already so weak that he's going to be used for a fusion, so who cares? All-out attack just does nothing here. Like, he would... Dgessner would not mind fusing Okumura at all, because then he just replays... like Obarion or Rongda from his discard and then gets Okumura back in. There's Caroline. And then moving Agathion to get rid of Life Will Change, which will be a net gain of 3 power for DrQuantum, which is great. He could actually get rid of Guilty, which he might need to at this point to get a little bit of quick momentum in the end game. This is looking pretty Griffith-favored right now. There are only 3 heroes out, although 2 of them are Casca and Guts with no -1s on them. The main thing here is that Quantum needs to... Oh, is he choosing not to gain as much power from White Falcon so that he can get... Oh, does he have Betrayed in hand? He's choosing not to gain as much so he can get rid of Betrayed. I don't know. I might have tried to get rid of Guilty first with all of that power. He wouldn't have been able to do this turn explicitly, which gets him to where he can go into Showdown. Well, no, he can't go into Showdown because of Empty, actually. Why did he Fate? He is not at a Fate location. It happens to the best of us. I've seen every high-tier competitive player do that at least once. Namely Egg. And my friend Falk. I've done it once, too. Once or twice. We're going to see Pippin thrown down at Gaston. He wants to try and buff up Gaston to make sure Pippin keeps him alive there. Quantum cannot enter Showdown this turn because Empty is still out. He has to get rid of Empty, which is ignoring his villain ability, as we see here. This is a very good setup for him for getting into Showdown. The main thing that's going to be holding Quantum back right now is Abandoned, and with Guilty on top of Abandoned, it's quite annoying. I'm still not sure I agree with not trying to get rid of Guilty first, to be honest. All right, so we are going to see a fuse with a Gathion and a Ketchy here to get Shido out. Doing a fusion with a Ketchy to play Shido makes me mad as a Persona player. But I respect it. Honestly, it's kind of canon. As awful as it is. So this is why I was saying that even though it's looking like Griffith is getting in the lead, I actually think that Yaldabaoth is in the better position here overall. I think that Dgessner is in the lead here because we're going to see him do a huge swing turn here. He's going to get a lot of progress. He's using the Obarion trick where when you're there are no cards in your deck, you use Obarion to reshuffle so that when your allies die, they go back into your discard. Very important to keep your one-costers in the discard as Yaldabaoth. It helps a lot. But we're going to see Dgessner. He's going to... Also, Kopatengu moved Shido. He's going to make a ton of progress here. And while he's making a ton of progress here, we're going to see Quantum over here is at the weakest part of his game. He's going to go from being slightly ahead, and I do mean slightly ahead is what he looked like a minute ago, to once this turn is done, he's going to be, like, behind considerably. I would even say that, like, at this point, it is already a game that, like, that's kind of on Dgessner to lose. Dgessner would kind of have to throw to lose this game at this point. And he's doing some big Madarame turns here. I don't use Madarame all that much myself, but honestly, I'm kind of becoming a bit more of a believer in Madarame as I see more people use him. He gets his tokens faster than I give him credit for. I'm a little surprised that the turn didn't have more swing than that. Dgessner must not have had enough cards in hand to really get it going. Enough playable cards. But even still, 8-strength Madarame, Okumura is there at 5, Shido is there at 9, and Kaneshiro is there if he really wants to try and use Kaneshiro more. He's got a fully open territory. This is still a very good position for Dgessner. It's definitely not over for Quantum, though. Conrad there with Slan out is a big boon for him. A little late on Lavenza Restored. Honestly, I'd probably just try and cover, like, Prison or Mementos with Queen. I'd cover Prison. I think he gets more out of Prison than he does Mementos right now, to be real with you. Especially when it comes to Fate pressure. Quantum desperately needs to get rid of Abandoned and then get his strength up to Clashing. He did immediately have a loan to get up to 2 strength on Femto, which is very good for him. I'm going to see a Prison and then a Chaotic Ambition. Gonna choose to move Shido before Madarame. I don't know where Joker is, or if he's coming up soon. Bad time to pull Rickert. Honestly, I could see, like, camaraderie Casca or Gaston here. But also Gaston, well, yeah, Gaston gets +1 from playing Rickert, so that's good. Honestly, yeah, Rickert here actually is way better because it stops Brands. Brands now became way more difficult for Quantum to do. We are gonna see a fusion here, which is really important for, Dgessner. He wants to get some power through, oh my goodness, he's getting all of the Palace Rulers. He wants to get some more power from Justine. And Rongda lets him shuffle back in Chaotic Ambition, which is like the only card he wants to be drawing right now, other than maybe Raise. He doesn't even really want Raise right now to deal with stuff. Gonna see an Idea of Evil's Will to get Guts down another 2. That'll let, Quantum was able to get out of Abandon a lot quicker than I thought he would, which is very good. He kind of needed it to be back in this game, as it were, and he's going to throw out a My Castle. Moving those Demon Hordes over to be able to deal with Pippin. Guts is at 6, so Ubik is 3, right? Yeah, Ubik and Conrad are not strong enough. We are going to see a double Fate here, going back to Palaces to get some movement and a Fate going. He's checking. He can actually know if there's a challenge in hand or not, so he knows if he should play Demise. I think Void is in his hand. You might target Void, but Void is going to be hard to play in this situation. If he sees 5 challenges in the discard, Guilty is out. That means that there are no challenges in hand, and it looks like there are no challenges in hand. If he saw 4 or less challenges in the discard with Guilty out because there are 6 challenges, then he knew Demise was a guaranteed hit. So he could have gotten a challenge out, which would have really messed up Quantum. But getting a Camaraderie on Casca is also very good here. We're going to see some movement, getting Kamoshida up. I don't know where Joker is. Where Joker is really going to decide if Dgessner can kind of coast this game to completion here or not. Quantum needs to get Joker on Prison, like, immediately. We're going to see a Demonic Visitation, which will almost assuredly draw Quantum into a challenge. This game is probably going to be a bit closer than I expected it to. This Griffith endgame is going a lot smoother for Quantum than I was expecting to see it go. Might end up being a bit closer than previously thought by your boy. Getting rid of Ceaseless Tortures is interesting. He needs to get up to like 5 or 6 strength really fast to deal with a Camaraderie boosted Casca. Camaraderie and Guilty. I was about to say Evil's Will as well. I think getting rid of Void is the right call here. Void is so expensive right now. You don't have time to be paying for Void right now. Although I guess he did discard Vivid Nightmares, so he could take like a Mercenary Camp turn where he like Vivid Nightmares into playing Void. Honestly, actually, that might be the play. Vivid Nightmares at Mercenary Camp into Void into Eclipse. I don't know where Eclipse is, though. Yeah, he should be down to 3 cards in the end, deciding if he wants to keep 1 or 2 Idea of Evil Will. Oh, is he down to 2 cards, actually? Oh, he's choosing to keep the Vivid Nightmares instead. A lot of good cards there. Getting rid of Tempted to get up to 3 strength. He can't get a kill here because they are all at 5. Even if they were at 4, he wouldn't be able to get the kill. Has he faded yet this turn? I don't think he has. There's Joker. Okay, so Joker was still in play. Yeah, Joker at Prison makes this a bit harder for Dgessner. Although, looking at how this is set up, he can probably get all the people he needs at Prison from Velvet Room this turn. I just don't know if they're going to have the amount of strength they need. But this is a full... No, this isn't a Fate Lock. A Brand can actually Fate here. Chaotic Ambition moving Kamoshida back to gain 1 is very interesting. I'm surprised you wouldn't try and get Kamoshida to Joker first, get the 1, and then I guess it would make Queen and Joker both very strong, but they're both at the locations where, like, the 8-strength allies will annihilate them even if they get up to, like, 6 or 7. Seeing a Kopatengu move, this will boost Queen. Then playing out Nagaraja and Obarion. Shuffling back in a Chaotic Ambition, yep. Kopatengu and Nagaraja. This is going to let him move Madarame over and take another 1 from Kamoshida, presumably. That's going to be a 1 cost on Castle. To put a -1 probably just on Guts or Casca. Yeah, Casca, however you say her name. Akechi getting fused out with a +1 to make sure that Palaces remains open. And also just, like, gain power off of it and all. This also triggers the Nagaraja move. Gonna move in Shido here, and Shido is, with that +1, he is still at 8. He needs 2 moves. No, he needs 3 moves to get where he needs to be right now. Deciding who he wants to move. This is the thing this is why I don't use Madarame a lot. It's really hard to work out exactly Madarame movement and all, is because he has to steal a token. So especially with Joker out, Madarame can end up screwing you over in the long run. We're going to see Suki thrown down at Palaces, not thinking twice about it. He wants to keep his power in case he draws a Chaotic Ambition. I don't think he can get 3 moves on his next turn, but he can set up game. But Quantum is going to get 1 more Fate. They're going to see Vivid Nightmares here, and it looks like he is using it to shuffle stuff back in. No, he's using it to gain 2, but I think he did discard Void earlier, so no Void. Oh, no, he kept Void. Never mind. He did go back on that. Eclipse? If he has Eclipse here, then he could definitely win this game. That is Eclipse. That is insane. They're all going to be like 0 strength. That is a huge swing for Quantum. That honestly could just decide the game right there, getting that huge Slan Eclipse. And then Pippin and Gaston should both be at like 1 strength now, I think. They should both get -3 here. So now suddenly everyone is in clash range. I know we saw Bloodsoak discarded earlier. Oh, are we going to do a Vanquish here? You don't really need strength anymore. Corcus could come out, and Corcus will be like 5 strength, and that could be a problem. So he might still want to gain strength here just to be on the safe side. to be completely honest. I definitely wouldn't do the Vanquish on Pippin or Gaston. Those are the location. You're going to the Marsh every other turn to Fate. Why would you use the Vanquish on them? I probably would have killed Rickert. Threaten, whatever it is I'm thinking of. Gonna kill Guts, actually. Yeah, there are 8 cards left there. That also works. Yeah, I don't agree with killing Pippin. I would have killed Rickert or Guts and lost Ubik. Personally. Sanity slipping is just a second too late, unfortunately. Camaraderie doesn't really do much of anything here. We do get Shido in, and we get an Imposter. Gonna do Kamoshida, actually. Kamoshida, words. He has it on board, I think. Yeah, because Kamoshida's... No, because Madarame's gonna take one. Yeah, see, this is why Madarame is so annoying. Because when Madarame moves in, he has to take one off of Kamoshida. That puts Kamoshida back at 8. I think that Quantum's probably going to get it. That Void into Eclipse play was huge. That was a huge swing in Quantum's favor. Now, here you kill Guts or Rickert, surely. Because you actually get to put game on board here. As long as you have something in hand that will let you do a Vanquish on the other one next turn. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that Dgessner, his late-game Velvet Room turns, they just weren't as swingy as they needed to be. He didn't... That first big... Oh, that was Panther as well. Yeah, I think Quantum's going to win this one. Yeah, throw them all in the discard. Good plan. He ships Joker and Panther. I respect it. I respect it. I'm more of a Joker Hifumi guy myself, but I respect it. It doesn't matter who you hit here. Yeah, I'd probably hit Shido, actually. Shido's the biggest hit you can do here, I'd say. But when Dgessner took that first big swing turn and got out a bunch of his stuff, he did a lot of playing, but he didn't get nearly as much movement as I expected. His hand must not have played well into getting a lot of movement going. So unfortunately, like when he played out like Madarame and Kamoshida and all, they were all still on the left. He didn't really... And Shido, he didn't really get them over fast. It was a lot slower than expected. But maybe he's going to prove me incredibly wrong here and do a, do an insane turn here that, like, turns everything on its head. I don't think he can get all these kills fast enough, though. We're seeing him fuse Suki, which is always a sign of desperation when you're playing Yaldabaoth. Nagaraja and Kopatengu, presumably. Yep. The problem here is that Shido and Madarame are both going to be too weak. Or not Madarame, Kamoshida. Kamoshida is going to be too weak because Madarame is going to steal from him. I think I said that backwards. Kamoshida is going to be too weak because Madarame steals from him. Did I say that right? Whatever. You know what I mean. Kamoshida is at 8 because of Joker. Kamoshida will be at 7 when Madarame moves in and Madarame forces you to steal a token. You know what? I'm vindicated in what I said earlier. I don't like using Madarame. I hate this right here. Like, Madarame, if it was Okumura or Kaneshiro or anyone else, you wouldn't be having this problem. He'd still be short on getting Shido to 8. So it's not like it's decided the game for him or anything, but it definitely doesn't help. Do we have game here? We do have game here. He has the thing. Well played by Quantum. That's that end-game Griffith went super well for him. That Void into Eclipse was just absolutely killer. And unfortunately, Dgessner couldn't get his he couldn't get his big swing turns when they mattered. They just weren't flashy enough, I guess, to be able to do it. But that will be game in DrQuantum's favor, so that will net him 3rd place in Tournament Arc of 2025. Well played from Dgessner and DrQuantum. Congrats on getting into the top 4 this year. Let's go take a look at the bracket and see how it looks. And so with a 2-1 victory, DrQuantum will be taking the bronze this year. He is going to be 3rd place for Tournament Arc 2025. Very well done. Great work making it this far. Dgessner also is officially 4th place, which, again, we had like 50-ish contestants this year. 16 in the main tournament, like 50 or so in qualifiers. So 4th place is also by no means something to sneeze at. So great stuff from both players. Thanks for partaking. Congrats, DrQuantum, for making it onto the podium, as it were. And now there's only one game left to go. The final match between Kodake and Naomi, which will be a best of 5, unlike all the other games that were best of 3s. Very exciting stuff. We're very much looking forward to those games, that game, match, whatever, you know what I mean. And that will be what comes up next to close out this year's tournament arc. So I hope you're all very excited to see how it all concludes this year, and I'll catch you next time for the final video of Tournament Arc 2025. Until then, farewell.